Hello and welcome back, and if you're new here, it's lovely to meet you. I'm Jane and my husband Mike does everything behind the camera. We're British early retirees, we have no debt, we've paid off the mortgage, and we live a thrifty, frugal and money-saving life here in Aude in the Occitanie region of the south of France. And every Wednesday we open our home and invite you in for a midweek money chat. Now I can imagine for the next few weeks a lot of those chats are going to have a very personal slant to it as we talk about our new home here. And today we're going to talk about the money that we have decided to spend first. Now, something that we always do when we buy and sell houses is we always buy our next house for less than we sold our previous house. And something that we always do is we always get a good deal on a house because we will buy a house that might have a few problems. Now, if we'd have bought a house that was completely finished, that was completely done, that didn't need anything done to it, we would have paid a lot more than we'd have paid for this house, and a lot more than we'd have paid for this house, including the work that we have to do in it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And at the end, we're going to have a little snip of the video at the end of the things that can wait. I hope you had a quick look at the lovely work that was done here. This is like a very small barn in our garden. It was re-roofed and the new zinc guttering done, and we were very impressed by this work. And we'll do a quick shot in a moment just to show you after I've described it to you. We have decided to replace the gutters here. They are plastic, they are broken, and in a good rainstorm the other day, the water just tumbled over the edge of it and straight down the side of the house, which won't do the fabric of the house any good. I live on a street, you'll get my neighbours going by. So we've had recommendations. We've also seen his work. The work is here. It's very good quality work. And something that we're going to do straight away to preserve the fabric of the building is to get all of our gutters done. I had a lovely chat with our gorgeous little lady, Madame next door, to get permission from her for the artisans to put up scaffolding at the back and ladders and to replace that at the back. She was very gracious and she agreed, and she said yes, she said in so many words it was in a very bad state. I think the word she used was épuisé. They're exhausted, they're done. So I'll get Mike to do a quick shot of our decrepit plastic gutters, and that's the first thing that we're going to do is get those replaced. So the fabric of the building needs preserving, and also security, warmth, those things are a priority. We knew when we first came to look at the house that these two front doors were, how do I put it, not in as good a state as they would need to be. I think they've had their day. So this one is just a double glazed unit, but the frame isn't a double glazed unit. And to be honest with you, with these doors, you could, I reckon, Mike, you could probably boot them open, couldn't you?
They're not as secure as they could be.
They're not as secure as they could be. Also, we know that the whole frame around here, it's not in good condition. We know the flooring under here is not in good condition. I'll lift this up. I'll tell you what they put under here. It's just decking boards. So this is a starting point of something that needs to be done, and it's the door. The other door as well, you can see that they bought a door off the shelf and they've built up around it to make it fit. And we also know that the threshold is mainly filler, so the water ingress has got in there. So the two front doors are something that we're going to get prices for. We've had a really good recommendation of a local company. Everything they do is made to measure. In fact, all doors and windows for old houses like this are made to measure. So that's something else. It's going to be doors and windows. We've got, just before you cut off there, Mike, instead of me showing you the windows upstairs, I did try to film them, but to show you the frame of the window would mean me poking the camera outside, and it would mean videoing my neighbour's garden. and on both sides of our houses, we've got one neighbour on one side and one neighbour on the other. So what I'll get Mike to do is to take some photos of the windows, stick the camera outside, Mike,
Yeah,
and
I can do that.
Pop a picture up here of the windows. What the previous owner but one did is fit internal windows. And again, Mike, if you could stick a picture up here of the internal windows that they've put in. So they're okay, but they're not secure, and two, they look incongruous. And I reckon the outside windows, when we show you the picture of that, I was speaking to my neighbour, to Madame next door, and she did say to me, a good storm and the shutters blew off, and she had to get a friend to put the shutters back on. And she said, and you can see that all the window frames around it are rotten. So we've got windows upstairs to be replaced, and I'm also going to show you a downstairs window. I'll get Mike to insert a little clip of our dining room window here. In the corner of our dining room is a small window, and the previous owner but one decided to put in glass bricks there. It's quite cute, but we're going to use the opportunity to have a new window put there that we can, so we'll get a tilt and turn window. So French windows open in and they open all the way as well. So we're going to make most of the opportunity now to have a new window installed there. And I thought I'd tell you about windows here. Even though all around me I can see I've got neighbours everywhere with plastic windows, they might have done them themselves. I don't know. But because we're going through an official company, getting it all done properly, it means they will submit the paperwork to us of the windows, the drawings of the windows, the colourings of the windows, and then we will submit that to the town hall for planning permission. I don't know why, but changing windows is something that requires planning permission. There's a French saying that it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, but we're just going to do it all properly and go through the town hall and get permission. We will be at the mercy of the town hall to the type of windows that they say we must have. They may stipulate that we must have wooden windows. I'm going to try and ask for windows that look like wood. Wood doesn't last forever. It just doesn't. I wouldn't want them using a tropical hardwood. I would much rather they used a UPVC that looked like windows and looked like wood, and it didn't require any long-term maintenance. Do excuse my dog, we're real people in a real home. So there we go. What have we got to so far? The gutters have got to be done. The doors have got to be done. And we've got 1, 2, 3 windows and 4, including downstairs, that also have to be done. It's mounting up. Probably the most important thing that we're going to have to spend money on, and we knew this anyway, was heating for the house. This house has no heating. Now, we have here a wood-burning stove. In its day, the wood-burning stove and the flue was up to code all the years ago when that was put in. Now, it doesn't conform. So all flue liners now have to be double skinned. So a double skinned liner all the way up. And it isn't. So we knew from the previous owner, his words were, it's just no good, you'll have to replace it. So we've got two sides to this story, because a neighbour told us people who lived there before used it all the time. So we got a chimney sweep out thinking, like, could we get away with maybe one winter of not replacing it? Could we get away? And there was some wood here, and we could have got away with it. The chimney sweep said, well, yeah, you can use it. It will function. But I have to write on my paperwork that this does not conform. So, had there been a problem, had, for example, this piece of wood here started smouldering because this isn't double skinned, which is unlikely, but you never know. So we've decided just to go for it this year. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have a pellet stove installed. And some people were a bit concerned about the weight of the pellet stove, the bags of pellets. They're 25 kilos, which I don't consider heavy at all. That's kind of like the weight of a toddler.
Lots of them are 15 kilos.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
So the big ones are 25. The ones that you buy in bulk from people like Total Energies are, some of them are 25, but lots of them are 15. And that's nothing. That is nothing at all. I've got dumbbells where their combined weight is 15 kilos. So I mean, I've got dumbbells of 10 kilos each. So I don't consider that to be a lot. So anyway, we're going to have a pellet burner installed, and that does mean that we're going to need some of this wall here. If you go back a little bit, Mike, this is not a supporting wall. Now the pellet burners are quite large, probably about to this height. Then you need the lid to tip up, you need to pour in the pellets. So that is some minor work that needs doing as well. The good thing is obviously there's already a chimney there, there's already a hole there, and they'll be able to fit it, and there's already electricity here. Some people were saying had some concerns that if there is a power cut. If there is a power cut, we have always got our solar batteries. They're, you know, some of them hold 3.5 kilowatts of energy, so we're always going to be okay. But thank you for your concerns on that. And now I'm going to have a quick whiz round and show you some of the things that can wait. This is our downstairs loo. There is no hand sink. We predominantly just use this as a broom cupboard at the moment. The hand sink can wait until another day. The water tank is in the corridor. It's insulated. It doesn't get hot. It's switched on at the moment. It's lined, so it's insulated, so it doesn't get hot. It's fine. It works. I would not personally have put it here. One day in the future, we will move it. But for now, it works, it doesn't leak, it does its job. I'm in one of our bathrooms. Now you may have noticed it doesn't have a window, but not only does it not have a window, it doesn't have an extractor fan. It's going to have one after the gutters, the windows and the fireplace. We'll get an electrician out to make holes and put pipes and everything else to vent it, and we'll probably vent it straight out through a vent pipe in the roof. But it can wait. But it will be done, but not as soon as the gutters, the fireplace or the windows. And you've guessed it, this bathroom, which is just off our bedroom, doesn't have a window and doesn't have any extraction either. So when we get the other bathroom done, this bathroom will also have a ventilation chute put in, probably vented straight through, and a pipe straight through to the roof. It will be done probably within the next 6 months, but it isn't an immediate priority. Little aircon unit. We don't want to keep the aircon units the previous owners left, because they kick out about 65 decibels. It's about the volume of a chainsaw running in your room. Nobody wants that, and the neighbours don't want it either. This is a little mobile aircon unit that we had in Brittany. You just bung the pipe out of the window. It's not perfect, but it will do for now. And anyway, September, next month it'll be October, we won't have any heat again until next summer. But by next summer, we will have done something to install air conditioning, primarily because the split system heats, dehumidifies and cools. So we'll have it in some of the attic rooms, some of the attic bedrooms, because if you saw in a previous video, the nicest bedrooms have already been done and they're on the 3rd floor. And they might need some air conditioning, and this room will, Mike's office will, and a couple of rooms downstairs will. And they're pretty good as well, because it means we will have cooling and heating. We'll only need cooling 2 months of the year, and then not all of the time. It's a really, really old building with very thick walls. And we've been advised by our neighbours to get shutters. So that is something as well that we are definitely going to think of, but they can wait. So there we are, the things that we knew we needed to do. We knew we needed to do the gutters. We saw that when we came here. We obviously knew that 4 of the windows needed sorting out, and we also knew that the heating needed sorting out. We knew that. And had all that been tickety-boo and perfect, the house would have cost us a lot more. Let me know what you think. Are we doing the right thing? Is it the right thing to get the gutters done and the doors and the windows done and the heating done? Or would you do something different? Let me know. We always like to hear from you. We'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.
Carcassonne. Big castle.